Has Kratos come out of a pothole and he's in New York yet? I imagine that's the third act, right? And then it's just a giant fish out of water comedy of Kratos in New York.
How'd you guess?
I'm sorry. I guess it was just so obvious, you know.
And then, in this weird dimension, Atreus is a pimp.
Of course. God, now I want to see him in the purple jacket and the cane and everything. Oh my god. Alright, Santa Monica, make it happen.
DLC.
Hello and welcome to episode 52 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Hallman.
I am Jeff Mayo.
Jeffrey, how you doing?
Pretty good. I am done with college, Darby.
Right here, Jeff. Woo!
You're almost done.
I am almost done. I have to turn in this 20-page essay on Valiant Hearts, which Valiant Hearts, good video game.
Yes.
Good video game. After you've written about 20 pages about it and been researching it for like a week, it's, I could go without, talking about Valiant Hearts for a while. It's a very good game.
Yes.
But, Jeff, the real world is approaching. Very, 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 very quickly. And by that I mean that I'll finally be able to play God of War because I won't have responsibilities for a little while. At least. Hopefully I'll have responsibilities again soon.
Yeah.
Ideally. Well, Jeff, I think this is like our last or second to last podcast in this house. Anyone who's actually been watching us, you might not see a fridge in the background of the shot anymore after this. Who knows?
Wherever we go next, will we just put a fridge there for consistency?
I think we have to. I think we basically have to at this point. Yeah. that's our niche.
I mean, there's probably a fridge when we're at the clinic. I think there is actually.
There is.
Yeah.
I think this will literally, if we don't have a fridge where we go next, will be the first time.
Let's count the one we recorded in my bedroom. For the Game of, but those are Game of Thrones,
so it doesn't count.
Yeah, it counts the podcast. I don't think we recorded. We probably did.
Did what?
Recorded a regular podcast in there.
We did. We did. We had that in the Nerds at Large spoiler cast feed, which you could subscribe to on iTunes and other podcast services, and get our conversations about movies and TVs and whatnot.
And
we talk about TVs
literal TVs.
Yeah, the actual we review TVs on this podcast. It's gotta be the worst.
And we should have our Avengers Infinity War thing up soon because Darby's I assume definitely seeing it from the next couple days.
Yes.
And then we should hopefully record it shortly after.
Yeah, at the latest, I'm seeing it 2 days from now. At the very latest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I got to this thing. There was a movie trailer released this week I was surprisingly into. Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
No. Why would Teen Titans
It's kind of funny. It had a bunch of some kind of meta humor stuff there. Some of the background things were funny. Detective Chimp in the Mystery of the Missing Mustache is referencing Justice League mustache thing.
Okay.
And then a bunch of other things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just biased against it to begin with because Teen Titans dies and then this just awful, weird
some stuff's funny
of it, but I'm sure it has its moments.
Yeah. When it's just random child humor, that's when it's meh.
Yeah.
But when they try, from what I've seen, it's actually pretty good. And this movie seems to be more of the good spec on the trailer. Will Arnett voices Slade. It is great.
That's pretty good.
It's like BoJack Horseman playing Slade.
Yeah, that's good.
We should watch the trailer later.
Okay.
Funsies.
Yeah, I will watch a trailer. I will watch a trailer. Jeff, with no spoilers of anything at all, is Infinity War a good movie?
It's a great
movie. Near the top of your list?
Probably.
All right.
If not the top, we'll see.
All right, we'll see. Let's see. We want to record that at some point.
Yeah, we'll make this. Yeah, we'll do a Infinity War podcast, and we want to do a rankings thing just for the fun of it.
I'm very interested. I'm interested to see how I feel about it.
Oh, yeah. Also, the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer is great.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that yet.
Okay, just so you know, you can watch it, and there's no Infinity War stuff in it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Do we know when it takes place, in the timeline?
I feel like they said it, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I thought I heard somewhere that it takes place before Infinity War, but I'm not sure.
It might.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
And I'm not just saying that to avoid Infinity War.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
I honestly probably shouldn't be asking you any of these questions. You know what? We shouldn't be recording this podcast right now. I should be going to see Avengers so that I can stop dodging
but we have
dodging
the
internet. I have to live like a hermit, basically.
Because God of War.
I'm avoiding God of War spoilers and Infinity War spoilers. Just the internet is just a giant minefield of nightmares to me right now.
At least I got the big one out of it really quickly.
Yes. All right, Jeff. This is a gaming podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You been playing some games, Jeff?
I have.
I know you've been playing some Dad of War.
Of course. Who hasn't?
And as have I. I am not nearly as far as Jeff.
Which is good, because I walked in when I came to your house, you were playing it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, where are you?
Yep. I will leave this house.
No, I figured you weren't where I was. So,
from whenever we recorded last, I don't remember what that was. You still enjoying it?
Of course. It's great. It's getting better.
Yeah. Is the progression and everything, the combat still staying fresh to you?
Indeed.
And the story?
Yep.
I guess...
Keeping it vague.
Yeah, by the way, we're not going to talk any spoilers here because we're going to have a separate spoiler cast at some point.
With Will, hopefully.
With Will, yeah. So I'll force him to come in here. But generally, so I'm just going to talk very generally. I feel weird because, like, don't get me wrong. Do not get anything I say wrong. I think this game is, like, awesome, and I, like, so far, like, really awesome, and I'm not even that far in. I know it's going to get, like, better and better and better. And I think people should definitely play this and everything. And just, like, keep in mind, I've been playing God of War in about the worst possible way you could possibly play God of War. And that's in between finals, and I've been playing in, like, literally, like, 30-minute chunks. Like, just a bunch of 30-minute chunks, which is, like, the worst way to play this game. Which is this, like, long story game.
3 hour plus chunks are the way to go.
Yes, exactly. So, keep that in mind. But I will say, like, I feel like probably between me, you, and Will, I'm probably right now the probably lowest on it, because I have been starting to feel in the last few times I've played it, the combat and the puzzles are starting to feel kind of repetitive to me, to the point where a lot of the side things, when Atreus is like, let's go explore, I almost, like, never want to do that. And I go to a few areas and I just feel like it's the same pattern of fight the same few types of enemies. There's a chest there, open the chest, climb up the wall. There's some puzzle that's kind of similar to all the other puzzles. Fight another few guys, then get back on the boat. And I feel like it's kind of rinse and repeat with that, and it's starting to get a little annoying to me. Yeah. Does this get better?
I think so. I think there's some more variety and stuff of it later, and I feel like with the side stuff, at least where I'm right now, it's a little more front heavy. There's kind of less of options to do it, I guess, unless you really go out of your way or whatever. And then, well, not really a spoiler. You get more abilities, so you can go back and do stuff.
Right, yeah. I already see some of the doors and stuff that I know I can't go through until I get other things.
Yeah, there's more stuff. Yeah, it involves a lot of fighting similar kind of enemies and somewhat. But there is some ones that are different. I think one, unless you go back there, involved a whole new era with a whole bunch of different stuff. So I'll leave it at that. I
mean, it's one of these things, like, honestly, from the actual mechanics of everything, like, from the combat mechanics and even the puzzles and everything, there's nothing wrong with any of it. Like, it's all, like, really, really good stuff. But I just kind of feel like, at least the way when I've been playing it, like, everything is really good, but it's, like, repeated so many times to where, like, I feel like the pacing is kind of off. Like, I feel like very big story moment, and I just feel like it's a bunch of kind of, bland fighting and, like, puzzles that I've seen a bunch of times. Whereas, like I'm tempted to just mainline the story with the way that I'm feeling now, because I never really, like, it kind of feels like a chore to, like, go around and do the side stuff in the moment I'm at now. Maybe that's just a me thing.
I think I've heard similar things with pacing.
Okay.
But again, I trying to avoid too many questions.
And I mean, I'm early on. The story is really cool so far, and I'm very invested in that, but because of just how much other stuff there is and how much that's just starting to feel like, it's starting to feel like I'm like, let me get more into the story, let me get back to that, let me get back to what I want to do. But then I also feel like my progression is off. Like, you came in and said, like, oh god, I had, like, double the health you had, because, like, I just have not felt compelled to do those things when I do it. So I guess we'll see on that. Also, this is not a problem with the game at all, but it definitely feels a little claustrophobic to me, if that makes any sense. Like, the actual I don't know, something about like when I go to area to area, it just feels like your pathway is like so linear and so like kind of walled in that it just kind of feels like, go down this narrow hallway, climb the thing, go down this other narrow hallway, and I'm just wanting it to be a little more open than it is. But I think these are really just personal preference things, and hopefully they'll get better. But I am a little surprised that I'm not enjoying it as much as other people talk about, when I'm the one that was like the most hyped about this game.
It wasn't even on my top 5 list.
Yeah. And, I mean, like right now, like I'm loving this game, but right now this is kind of nowhere near a masterpiece like people have said. Hopefully that changes. But right now it doesn't feel like a masterpiece. It feels like a good game. But I hope it'll change.
Hopefully. Still got a good ways to go.
All right. Well, Jeff, you also played Detroit.
I played Detroit Become Human demo.
Yes, this is just the Connor demo, right?
Yeah, the Connor demo from they said 2016 Sony E3 conference.
Yeah, so it's like the detective guy with a person who has a girl.
Yeah, with the android.
Yeah, the android that has like a girl at gunpoint on the roof. If you've seen any of the E3 things, that's what this is. And if you haven't seen it, I guess go watch that or get a demo because it's free. Jeff.
And like 20 minutes.
Yeah. How was it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yep, you go in the Connor thing. It's pretty much just the demo. You go in. You start at the elevator with Connor playing with his little coin, flipping it around.
Yeah.
Going in and stuff's going on. You see some cops or whatever. I saved the fish, of course.
Of course.
I mean, what monster didn't? Actually, I think I can look at the percentage for that. How many monsters there are. But
did the crowd at E3 save the fish? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I know they were like shouting about the fish, but
go in. The mother freaking out, like, why isn't he a person? Go in. It opens up so you can explore some. Go into a little girl's room to find, and just the house to find clues and figure out like android's name, reasons that this is happening, which we all know is because he's getting replaced and he found out and he killed the dad and all that stuff. So you go around, you do stuff to figure out, like, and the meter of the percentage of success goes up and down and stuff.
Right.
I think I might be remembering wrong or something. I feel like, or they might have changed it. If I remember hearing a while back, like if you take too long, that percentage goes down. I don't remember that happening, but I may have just been doing so much stuff, kind of getting a quick succession. It did. Went up so much I didn't really notice.
I would imagine it probably for that first level, they're probably going to be very lenient with. Like I could imagine if that is a mechanic later on in the game, it'll be a lot faster. Where it's like you need to be moving, you need to get the stuff.
So you did a lot of looking around and stuff, a little bit of world building, figuring out all about all these android stuff. I had a pretty high percentage going out there. I think it was like, I don't know, high 80s or something going out there. Went out there, tried to talk to him calmly and stuff. Yeah. I picked up a gun at some point, and it made it clear. It's like, since you're looking in the view of Connor, who's an android, so all this like cybernetic stuff, which is normally in these games, which is kind of out of place, makes sense in context at least.
Because he's
he's an android. When I pick up the gun, it's like, hey, it's against the law because of some law that androids can't have guns. Do you want to take the gun? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Take the gun. So I'm breaking the law immediately.
Are you breaking the law, Joe?
I'm breaking the law. Go out there. The gun thing ended up helping me because I was able to. There's a prompt that said, "Hey, do you want to get?" He asked you something like, "Do you have a gun?" I think, or something like that. Yeah. It's like, "Do you be truthful or you lie?" I was like, "I'll just be truthful." Threw away the gun. Oh. Then my chance of success went up. Okay. For doing that. And then there was a cop injured. You had a choice to go either patch him up or not. I didn't because I figured, okay, this guy...
I don't think I've ever seen someone actually go patch up the doctor. We've done this.
Yeah. Apparently...
that just seems like a trap.
And the percentage thing afterwards, I remember most people did it. I think it was like a 65-35 thing. And, 65 helped him. Yeah. I don't know what happens when you help him.
I don't know either.
Yeah, so kept on walking slowly and everything, and apparently just even walking slowly helped my success rate. And can't remember.
Are you actually controlling him at that moment? Like,
yeah, I'm controlling Connor moving closer. And I think they did actually a good job of when you're like dialogue's going on the whole time, and then like when I was helping with the help cop, I prompted it. They did a little scene thing, and you were still talking the same conversation, and it flowed well.
Okay, that's good.
That's a kind of one of those things. It was a small thing, but I think it's effective with the whole immersion aspect.
Right.
So yeah, keep on closer. At some point, I was able to talk him into like, hey, let the girl go.
Yeah.
And at some point, he was like, I'll let her go. Just give me a car or whatever. And then I was like, no, that's not gonna work. Blah blah blah. Then at that point or somewhere around there, it got to 100%. Like I'm golden.
Okay. Well,
he let the girl go or whatever, and then they shot him. This whole thing is where I was like,
yeah,
you lied to me.
And he like slowly falls off the building.
Then said mission success. Blah blah blah.
Right.
And then afterwards, of course, did the whole chain of event thing where there are a lot of things you can do. Yeah. Some things I didn't even notice you can do in the house. I don't know what they are because I didn't do it, so they're not filled out.
Right.
So this demo alone has some replay value, and then it has all the endings. I guess there were 5.
Okay.
Like main endings and all.
Okay, cool. How did it feel like actually like moving around, interacting with things? Because I mean, I know Heavy Rain is a little janky, and so is Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah, second it felt weird to walk, but after a while, that felt fine.
Yeah. Was it like, are a lot of things in the house like hidden, or are they all like little icons? Because I know like you have like all this like display of everything.
This is unfortunately the problem with these kind of games, just because it'd be a pain in the ass if this wasn't the case. But yeah, if you look around, icons do pop up.
Okay.
So not a lot of things are
actually hidden.
Well, I missed some stuff, so some stuff might be hidden.
So I guess to some extent.
And again, this is like what you assume to be early game in a demo. So
right. I imagine this is like, we've seen this so much. This is probably like the first, or one of the first.
This has to be at least the first part of with Connor.
Yeah.
Whether this the start of the game is.
Yeah.
Because there are 2 other androids.
But I know people have, I mean, I've heard like just from people talking about it, there's like a surprising amount of like world building. I don't know if it was in the Connor one, but they even like, there's like newspaper like articles and stuff about like how androids are taking our jobs. And there was like, I think, I heard someone who did the big press demo thing talk about there was like, should androids be allowed to play football like in the NFL? Like weird things like that where it's like, oh, I never would have thought of that, but that's like an interesting like problem they're having.
Yeah, that would happen. And
yeah, it's like I like that. I like that they're going that deep into it. And people talked about how like, there's the nice side of Detroit, and then like you go into the slums and there's like cars that we have today. Yeah. And that's like the like low down stuff is like our time, because this takes place, did it say a year in there? Did you see? It was like,
I feel like it did, but I can't remember.
It's like not too far away. It's like 20. I
feel like I ended up seeing like a newspaper or something, and
yeah. I think
I can't remember the date.
There's a potential there for like cool world building when it comes to that. I just worry that the story is going to kind of fall off the rails at some point.
Yeah, it's hard to do the whole your choices matter and get it done well without doing literally a million different branches, which
it's like
is not feasible.
That never lives up to exactly the way that people say.
Yeah,
when it comes to those branching choices and everything like that. But where's your hype level?
Decently hyped. I still want to see how reviews do.
Yeah,
but that's not the game I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this month.
What is the game you're pretty sure you're going to get this month, Jeff?
Runner 3.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Nah, that's because it's a little indie game. They showed like the, I guess, kind of last trailer for it. It had a lot of different kind of gameplay styles in it, and it showed a lot more than the other trailers, which was really cool.
Is it Switch?
Yeah, okay. And PC, and it's coming to the other consoles later.
Okay.
PS4 and Xbox One, we just don't know when. And at the end, and then throughout, I was like, they're showing different playable characters. Cool.
You know what, Jeff? We're just having fun here. I'm just gonna look at it as you're going. I'll turn.
Also, what's cool at the end, they showed Commander Video. I think that whatever the guy's name is, they had a click out about all the other playable characters. Shovel Knight's there, of course.
Of course.
I think the guy from Brutal Legend was there.
Wait, this is from a year ago. You said that was a new trailer?
Yeah.
Interesting. 4 days ago. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
And the narrator is playable, and he's the voice of Mario.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember this. I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
What exactly?
They show a lot of crazier stuff in this. It's just like fun and wacky.
How much is it?
I'm not sure. I can imagine it's like I imagine it's like $20 or something.
Yeah, and just so everyone, it's kind of like a side scroller thing, just with crazy art style, and yeah, some gems to picking up, and you're a weird like plankton man.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like a fun little indie game. Like I said, Detroit.
So Runner 3 better than Detroit. You heard it here
definitely.
first.
Yeah, but Detroit's always kind of been. I want to see reviews and how it does thing.
I'm definitely not sold on Detroit. I think it has potential, but I'm definitely not sold.
We will see, and even then, depending on what all's going on, might just wait for a sale.
I think my prediction for Detroit. I think it's going to be one of those like if you like Heavy Rain, you're going to like Detroit, but it's not going to. I don't think it's going to be doing anything too new from that perspective. You know, I think it's still going to have a lot of the problems that David Cage's games tend to have, you know, sometimes. But yeah, well, Jeff, is that all the games you played or want to talk about?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I mean, your boy needs to play Celeste. I need to play more. Celeste.
You do, you monster.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be having to get through Data War first. I'm sorry. Sorry, Celeste. All right, Jeff. News jingle, man.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
All right. Apologies in advance. It's a slow news week. And we've been busy, boys. So we do not have much on the...
I don't know if you can tell. I don't know how obvious it is. I'm a little sunburnt.
Yeah, you do look a little tan.
Went to a music festival. Trivia on PA.
But you don't really look like Jeff usually, when we go in the sun for like 20 minutes, Jeff will come out.
My neck got the worst.
Looking like he's going to like die. Like we need to take him to the hospital. But now he just looks tan, which is good. Like usually Jeff doesn't tan, he burns.
It wasn't as bad at Rebellion as it was. Do you remember in 2012 when we went?
Oh God.
We almost died.
Or we just like crawled over to a hill and just watched like Chevelle or whatever it was.
I think
just, like,
Slash as well.
Dying on the grass. Like,
yeah. Good times.
I bet people do die at those sometimes. Just like
probably
fade away.
There are a lot of people. I was reminded of a few things there, Darby.
What's that?
One, well, Trivium and Hatebreed are fantastic. Yes. Always to remember. In this moment is trash.
I forgot Hatebreed was there.
They're so good. Oh yeah, just something cool.
Did they play like a side stage, or was
they played the smaller stage, which perfect. They got like the longest set other than the headliners for the most part, like 40 minutes. So that's enough for a dozen Hatebreed songs.
Good, yeah.
But I know this is, I can believe it because he doesn't post. James Joster, the vocalist, doesn't post much about individual shows. He says it was his favorite show in a while. It's like, yes, it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Your
to
ears.
The
Games at Large.
Games at Large.
Games at Large.
Did I do it right?
Yeah, you did it. Perfect. In fact, I'm right now changing the name to Games at Large. Yeah, just
it's official, folks.
Let me see if that's taken. Games at Large.
Why isn't there like a show name?
I got Google Maps for GameStop. Extra large group icebreakers.
Icebergers.
Yeah. Large group games. 15 best group games for kids. So yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. You can have Nerds at Large if you want. That's old. That's old now.
Okay. I'm going to turn it into a definitely an amiibo channel.
Okay.
Strictly amiibo.
You have to find some new gimmick though. You can't put it in your mouth. I mean, Griffin kind of already took that.
I'll find other places to put it.
Okay, all right.
Like my ear.
This is a PG show.
Yeah, your ear. Is there an amiibo that he could fit in his ear?
I don't know if they're small amiibos.
There's the yarn amiibo for Yoshi. You could squish it. You could squish it down and tear it apart into individual strands of yarn and individually put them all in your ear. That might work. You'll probably die, but that might work.
I don't know. Your ear is connected to your sinuses. It might be a little weird.
You're gonna be like, yard's gonna be coming out for days. Yards.
This is what I deal with, folks.
Okay, hey Jeff.
Okay, we didn't use jingle. Yeah, so.
Did you ever do it? Do it again. Just
jingle, jangle.
Just in case. All right, thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Go for it. You're fine.
The first thing we're talking about is the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer that came out.
Yes, there was a Red Dead trailer. Finally, no gameplay. It was kind of another story trailer that just.
Yet another
story trailer that showed us Arthur Morgan. I think that's his name, right? Yeah, Arthur Morgan and his band of outlaws and whatnot. Jeff, did you watch the trailer?
I did.
Okay.
I wanted to see Brandon Jones' reaction.
Oh, did you see him with a cowboy hat?
Yes.
It was pretty great.
Jones is great.
Overall, I thought the trailer was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of standard, like, is a Red Dead Redemption trailer. It was, just different, like, scenic shots and then, like, people shooting guns and whatnot and doing all this.
Being cowboys.
Yeah, being cowboys. You saw a bunch of different characters. It was kind of cool. There was, like, people had, like, speculated if one of the characters in that, like, silhouette was a woman, and it looks like one of the like characters in the trailer was a girl. So like that's kind of cool. That's a cool new thing. I still like. It seems like you're gonna be playing as Arthur Morgan, maybe exclusively. I mean, I don't
know much more idea, but you saw John Marston recently getting his trademark scars.
Yes, yeah. So John Marston will be in this game in some way, shape, or form. The length of which I guess we don't fully know.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I thought the trailer overall was pretty good. It was a little disappointing to not have gameplay.
Yeah, from outside perspective, I'm just a Rockstar in general. It's very confused. Like this game was a year and a half ago or something like that.
Something like that.
We've had multiple times. Yeah, we had multiple trailers, no gameplay. But apparently that's a Rockstar thing, and I'm crazy for thinking.
Yeah,
thinking they should have a gameplay trailer.
It's one of these things to where, like, I think it's undeniably like it would be better to have the gameplay. Like it would look better, and people like you who haven't played it would be more interested if there was gameplay. So it's like, yes, they should definitely have it. It's just one of those things like Rockstar is able to get away with it. It doesn't excuse it. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's a positive thing that they're still just kind of showing the same trailers. But it's just, I guess Rockstar knows that whenever they can show gameplay a few months beforehand, and it'll be fine because everyone. And like, I do trust that the gameplay is going to be good.
Yeah,
I do wish I could see it, and it is a little disappointing.
See what online functions that we know they're going to have are going to.
It's weird like how little we know about this game going into it, because like everything we've talked about with like a Red Dead Online thing is all just us assuming that that's happening. We really haven't heard anything about it. There was a few like leaks, I think, but
but I don't know if any of it was confirmed.
I
feel like little bits and pieces were kind of confirmed, so make people believe
it was like there was like a site got like a leak, but they didn't know if it was real. But then other press materials came out that were the same as that, so they felt comfortable releasing it. So like we don't really know any of it. But I mean, it is still like there's not a whole lot to say. It's just it visually looks stunning. I think. I mean, I saw some people like complaining about the visuals. I thought it looked awesome. I think it looks really
here's
cool.
the thing: people are going to compare it to God of War because that's the new hotness. There's a difference between a pretty linear single player game and then a giant open world thing like Rockstar games.
Right. When you think of like how big like the GTA 5 map is, and Red Dead's probably going to be something like that, where it's a giant open world. Like, Santa Monica would not have been able to make God of War look like that if it was open world. Yeah. Which is part of what makes like games like Horizon like so amazing. Like Horizon probably doesn't look as good as God of War, but good. It looks close, and it's such a giant open world, so that makes it even more impressive. But there were a few things that I pulled a few things from IGN articles because they got like an exclusive look. I think they actually got to play like some of Red Dead, which are the only ones.
I was thinking like potentially when they said that like during the trailer and said the next day, it's like, oh, that's when we'll get the gameplay. Nope.
It is annoying that they actually like saw the gameplay, but like just release that.
So I'll read this. This is coming up in the middle article, and this is from John Ryan from IGN. Part of it is, of course, up to you. As we saw in our demo, Rockstar is focusing heavily on how we as players can interact with the world. This includes spending time living and working with other members of the gang, along with the relationships we forge therein. Quote, we try to give you options within a lot of these missions to choose how you approach it, whether you'll send your buddies in first or whether you'll go in first. End quote, says Rob Nelson, co-studio head at Rockstar North, speaking to how player choices can affect interactions and missions.
Yeah, so they kind of just talked about the thing that a lot of these developers talk about, where it's like we have a very interactive world where everything, you can interact with everyone. It's a living, breathing thing. All the things that sound very good. Yeah. You have to wait and see if it actually happens to that extent. But I think Rockstar's always been good about having an insane amount of things to do, as you see with people still playing GTA 5.
Yeah.
This late into it. But so I don't I think a lot of it's just basically PR speak at this point. But I'll make Jeff read more.
This comes from Daniel Kruppa from IGN. Yes, events strictly take place before those of the last game. 1898, not 1911. And yes, it features John Marston to some extent, but the world prequel isn't right. It carries unwanted connotations. While it looks like we'll discover the origin of those scars, this game isn't about filling in the mystery of Marston. Tracing back the origins of all his traits to some neat moment in the past, Red Dead 2 is aiming at a more complex and definitely more interesting relationship with its predecessor. Quote, it's a companion piece. Rob Nelson, co-studio Rockstar North, tells me. They exist together. They're connected. There's a lot of connective tissue between the two stories and lots of characters that you've seen before that you'll see again.
This is kind of exciting to me because...
Yeah, I can imagine. This is kind of like, okay, the way the story is, you're not going to know the exact outcome because you played Red Dead 1 for a lot of these characters.
Right, because I like the concept of them kind of bumping into each other and this is filling gaps in there. It's not like it's just this game's going to end and you're right where John Marston goes. It sounds like it's going to be a lot more of...
Yeah, if it was, based on knowing nothing from Red Dead, just the way it does in these things, if it was just John Marston, a lot of those same characters, you would know the outcome for a lot of them. Right. And a lot of, if you don't see you meet a new character that you don't know from Red Dead, it's like, you probably go
then you're probably not making it. Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot more interesting, and I kind of like that it's not just all John Marston. You're playing as this other character, so it's just I like that what we'll learn about John Marston might be kind of sparse and might come.
And it might be a cool thing for people who may not know played Red Dead 1, who play it, and it's separate enough to where you don't really need to know much, even if it is a prequel, to get a lot of stuff. Yeah,
I really think this game is not going to require you to have played Red Dead at all.
But for the people who did play Red Dead with the John Marston stuff, that just gives you an extra stuff oh, that's how it happened, and that kind of stuff, with the scars and stuff. Yeah.
It's one of these games, I'm not feeling the hype all that much right now, just because, I know what's coming, and I know it's going to be good. Right now, it's almost I don't even need any of these trailers. They're good. I'm glad we're getting them, and I'm not sitting here I can't wait for it, because I'm sure by October I will be. Yeah. But it's one of those things, just when it comes, it's going to be amazing. And just we all know it's going to be amazing, so it's hard to, you don't really need to drum up the support. So, but
just a question real quick. Do you know why you put that cup there?
I'm not entirely sure. I think he took about 2 sips of that Coke, set it on the table, and then just walked away. Okay. It's a gift, Jeff. It's yours now.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, Jeff. Let's move on.
Okay, moving on. We're getting at the point where it's obvious we don't have much.
Yeah, we're going to talk about E3 later, so that'll be...
Well, this is related to E3.
Okay.
Let's get started early, Darby. This comes from Sea-Watch from GameSpot. Quantum Break and Alan Wake developer Remedy Entertainment will announce its next game at E3, the studio has announced. The project, which has been codenamed P7, will release on PC, PS4, and Xbox One under a new publishing agreement with 505 Games. The developer has also indicated that it will be using the Quantum Break engine again and bringing it to PS4 for the first time, since the studio's games have been Microsoft exclusive for several years. As first reported by PC Games N and confirmed by GameSpot, this will be a first look at the game, but it will be hands-off for press and attendance. That sounds like it's still relatively early in development, which makes sense given that financial reports have indicated P7 won't launch until sometime in 2019. Other games in 505's lineup include Bloodstained, Indivisible, and Underworld Ascendant. Quantum Break sold well and broke Microsoft's expectations, according to Aaron Greenberg, but it was the last of a long-standing publisher relationship regardless. The Alan Wake games and Quantum Break were all Microsoft exclusives. The studio confirmed it was interested in developing cooperative multiplayer back when P7 was a secret project that said to be in conceptual phase.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like Quantum Break. I keep wanting to say Quantic Dream just because we've been talking about them so much.
Yeah.
I never really heard bad things about Quantum Break. It was just I didn't hear many things. It was kind of one of those like I heard a lot about it like leading up to it because it was like this video. It's like part video game, part TV show. Like what's this gonna be like? And then it kind of just seemed like it came and died. Like
apparently I mean PR speak, but apparently it sold well for Microsoft.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what
depending on the
means,
content. I guess depending on the context, odds are if Microsoft, if it didn't sell well, they just wouldn't bring it up at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they were just straight up asked about it.
And I mean, when did that come out? That was like...
I want to say 2014, early 2015.
I mean, that was like right around the launch, right? It was not too far into the launch of the Xbox One, I think.
April 5th, 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, never mind. I'm completely off on that. It feels like longer ago. It feels like a lot longer ago.
So it makes more sense that this thing is in early development.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I think this developer is obviously like. I think Alan Wake is like pretty cool. I never like beat it. I just played a little bit at like friend's house and stuff. But I thought it was really creative. And Quantum Break was also like a very like out there creative idea. So like I'm interested to see what's next.
I could always try Quantum Break. Apparently, I just looked. It's not that long.
I imagine it can't be that expensive at this point.
I'm gonna look for the hell of it.
I know Greg Miller liked it. Mr. Greg Miller liked it a lot.
Again, like you said, I never heard bad things about it. It's just more middling thing, and it's kind of the whole thing of, hey, another Microsoft exclusive that didn't blow everyone away.
Yeah,
it was at best okay.
And it was a very weird concept, very experimental concept.
It's still $40.
I guess if anyone doesn't know it, that's surprising. It was one of those things like you played a section of the game and made choices, and then there was a live action TV show episode after that had to do with your choices, basically.
Yep.
It's interesting. Yeah. I wonder if that game's been on Games with Gold.
I don't think it has. Because if it did, it would have been recently. We probably would have remembered.
Yeah.
Because we just found out it's not that old. It's barely over 2 years old.
That's surprising.
Yep. Next story. This comes from Hope Corrigan from IGN. The 4th 2018 World Video Game Hall of Fame inductees have been announced as a strong National Museum of Play. This year, Space War with an exclamation point. John Madden Football, Tomb Raider, and Final Fantasy VII are added to the list, which brings new games into the fold annually to recognize their sustained popularity or impact. Space War, for instance, was not added for commercial success, but for its contribution in launching the industry and changing the way people thought about computers. The list was started back in 2015, and the new games joined the likes of Donkey Kong, Halo Combat Evolved, and Street Fighter II, which were added last year. This year's inductees were narrowed down from 12 finalists, which included Asteroids, Half-Life, and Minecraft.
So, be honest, did you know this was a thing?
I think I heard about it at some point, but I forgot about it.
I had no clue this was a thing.
Yeah, but now we do.
If it's going to be a thing, then yeah, I think Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy VII should definitely be in there. Yeah. And I don't know much about Space War or John Madden Football, but...
Well, for the Space War thing, it's not because the commercials said, but for what it did, which I'm okay with stuff like that getting into this.
Yeah, I don't... If we go by just commercial success, then this is really boring, and it's going to be a lot of games that no one cares. Yeah. I agree that should be a thing. Yeah. We should... I don't know. That's maybe a future project. We decide what should be in the Video Game Hall of Fame. I don't know. I don't think we know enough about really old retro games.
That's what I'm thinking. I feel like our scope is a little too narrow. For
PS2 forward Hall of Fame. We got you covered there.
But we might have a show to fix that. At least for me.
Oh yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that.
Okay, this next thing comes from Tom Phillips from Eurogamer. Okay, we're gonna talk about Life is Strange. Spoilers for the end of Life is Strange 1.
Just skip forward a few minutes.
Yeah. Tom Phillips from Eurogamer. Ever since the original Life is Strange concluded with that choice, fans have debated which of the game's two endings was canon, as fans do. Yes. Now, Life is Strange's upcoming comic series will explore what happened next after one ending in particular. Did you choose Bay or Bay?
Did you?
Yeah. I personally chose Bay.
Yeah, I mean, as did I, of course.
The game's final decision saw you either save or, the author part, incorrectly sacrifice your best friend / girlfriend Wait, what? I didn't read that part. Girlfriend?
best friend slash. I mean, you could be.
Yeah, I guess
you could be friends or romantic with them.
I guess I didn't get that.
I mean, you could do either one. Yeah.
At the expense of your town, Arcadia Bay, Life is Strange developer Dontnod has been careful not to confirm either ending as canon, and its upcoming sequel series is believed to be entirely unrelated. But the franchise's official comic book series, first announced last month, has seemingly picked the Bay ending. Its story will act as a direct continuation, once again starring main character Max and a very much alive Chloe. The comic's Amazon product description now details the continuation, thus a thrilling, time-twisting game changer and unexpected emotional blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to be upset thinking this makes the other ending not canon. And, like, this is, like, the canonical ending, this is the true ending or whatever. I mean, like...
It's only if Dontnod uses that in a game, in my opinion. This is more like, from the comic book perspective, which one makes a more interesting story to us? Which one can we do more with?
And from, like, a comic, like, them coming in there as outsiders, like, making the story, I think it's better for them to be able to, like, let's choose this and go forward with this. And, like, explore this, going
which one makes the best story to us?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. It would be a little worse if they come out Life is Strange Season 2 and it's that one. I'd be like, well, that kind of sucks. Cause, like, my ending.
But I feel like it's going to, because...
I don't think that... Do you still think that Season 2 is going to be Max and Chloe?
I don't, but I imagine if it's after the events, there's just going to be something mentioning Arcadia Bay.
Some reference
one way or the other.
Yeah, some reference to the storm. And then, yeah.
Because if it's after... they'll probably mention town gets destroyed, unless it's way later.
Right. Yeah.
Or completely unrelated, they don't even mention it, but we'll see.
I mean, I do think that's kind of like, they're never going to say directly that that's the ending that they consider canonical, but I think it is. I think the sacrificing the town is what the Life is Strange developers probably see
now,
as
here's the thing
ending.
people are going to go into. If you can, like, some people can tell that, there's something telling again that it is after what would be the events of Life is Strange Season 1, like a year or something. I can't remember if they say straight up a year or anything.
That it takes place in? They do.
Okay, yeah. Can't remember.
It's like 2012 or something.
Yeah, can't remember exactly.
2008.
But if there's reason to tell that, where the fans will take a hold of is if they don't mention Arcadia Bay at all, then saying Arcadia Bay is canon. That's probably what some fans will latch on to. And if they mention it's destroyed, obviously.
Then, yeah. I could see them just not even referencing it at all.
No, that's what I mean. If it's not referenced, then they're going to go with it not being destroyed as canon.
I could see them just not talking about it at all, and if people try to make that assumption, they're like, nope, it doesn't mean anything.
Yep. Okay, next thing.
Do you want to read this comic? Are you interested in getting it?
I am very interested. It might be one of those things where I hear how it actually is first.
Yeah.
But if it's a very nice continuation of it, why not? Even though, # not my ending.
Did they say when it starts and like how many volumes and stuff it's going to be?
I think we talked about this earlier.
Yeah, we probably did. I'm interested.
I know we talked about this at some point, but I can't remember the exact details. I think it was a pretty short run, if I'm right.
Okay.
So
I can imagine it being
nice little story, and it's apparently really good and true to.
I don't know how much comics usually are, but I would consider trying.
It can range.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing. I put these in the wrong order, so we're gonna talk about fighters like we do.
All right.
And because we're not much.
Fighters time. We can't have Injustice 2 cast anymore, so now it's Fighters.
Fighters cast.
Fighters cast.
Fighters with a Z.
I suppose we could just keep talking about Injustice 2, even though there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
But,
Super Saiyan Blue Vegito has leaked. The trailer, I think it was Bandai Namco Taiwan or something posted the trailer a week ago. And I don't think they've officially released it.
It sounds like a vegetable or a pasta.
I mean, it's a Saiyan, so of course it sounds like a vegetable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Vegeta and Kakarot, or Goku combining. This is the fusion.
Sounds like a pepper, a Vegeta pepper.
So the trailer looks dope. I should have showed you before this.
Yeah, you should have.
You could look at it right now.
I can look it up right now. So this is who mixed with who?
Goku mixed with Vegeta. And it goes with Merge Zamos because they fight in canon.
How have I never heard of this when they're the main characters?
I couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure me and Alex have talked about it. You might have, when we said Vegito, you thinking we were trying to say Vegeta or meant to say Vegeta or something.
Probably, or I just was not paying attention that much.
Probably.
All right. Well, why are you hyped about him, Jeff? And I'll look at this.
Because he looks badass.
He looks like them.
Yep.
With his blue hair and his little blast.
He uses beamy swords and kicks and things.
So what kind of character is he? Kind of.
He'll probably be more like an all-around, just kind of like Goku and Vegeta.
You've seen the thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm hyped. Just 2 more characters I'm going to get, but this is one of those things that just further confirms that leak.
Is this another one on the...
Yeah. So we're getting base Goku.
Okay.
Base Vegeta.
Gosh.
Android 17.
Okay.
And Cooler, Frieza's brother.
Are you okay with those minus the base Goku and Vegeta?
Yeah. I figured Cooler again, and after the last arc of Dragon Ball Super, I'm all for Android 17. He's the star, man. He's so great.
Base Vegeta and base Goku is so boring. It's so unbelievably boring.
But people will buy it.
So between those two and Vegeta, like, over half of it is Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah.
It's really boring.
Yep, those are awful choices. And no one can tell me otherwise.
Is the freaking Broly and the other dude out?
Bardock?
Yeah, I know Broly's out. Is,
no, we had them both.
Is the other one, is the alien dude out?
Oh, Zamos?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Cool.
No. Yeah, that and Vegeta I'm playing again.
Cool.
Last bit of news, Darby. Sales news.
Sales time.
We got one bit of news. God of War sales, Darby. It has sold 3.1 million copies worldwide after 3 days.
Hot.
So
damn.
obviously it's sold more since then.
3.1 in 3 days. That is
making it the top or the fastest selling PS4 exclusive.
Yeah.
So more than Uncharted 4 and more than Horizon.
Crazy. Yep. This game's gonna sell a lot.
So I mean, not that we had any doubt, but number 1 for MPDs.
Yes.
I mean, we knew it, but
probably will be like next month too. Like who knows? I don't know what's coming out next month. I probably shouldn't just throw that around, but it'll at least be high. Like I have a feeling. I mean, I think this is gonna be like the top PS4 selling game of all of them. Not even just launch. I think it's gonna be
100%.
Like, yeah, exclusive. I mean, it's not gonna be like
Call of Duty
and any of those.
Yeah.
But
man, I'd be like Far Cry. And
as
stuff
far as
and
the exclusives, it's gonna sell a lot, and you are gonna get more God of War.
Oh yeah.
Unless the ending of this is that everyone dies. And even if everyone dies, that has never stopped God of War before from him coming back. So
we do not know. We are not done. I just know more than Darby.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. So expect more God of War because it's a good video game and it's selling like crazy.
Yep. We're done with news. That was it.
Yep. It's a rough one.
And a couple of those things, they wouldn't have been nearly as long if we had so few news. Okay, game time, Darby.
Jeff, you have a game for me.
So just a reminder, this is one of those quickly thrown together games.
So Darby's going to do very bad because Darby's a dumb boy.
This is what I came up with that I could throw together quickly. Okay. I don't know if I guess we said it earlier if that's keeping the podcast, but Darby and I later are going to start filming our Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke.
Oh, we did not say that. We probably should have said that. Yes. We have a bunch of plans. That's an immediate Remind
one.
people what a Nuzlocke run is.
Okay, Nuzlocke one. Should I just put that all here?
Just Cliff Notes version.
Cliff Notes, okay. You name your Pokemon when you catch them. You're limited on the amount of Pokemon you catch. When they faint, they die.
We're going to do that. We're going to go through the whole game.
And we're going to be more rules, and we'll go over that stuff in the video.
Just look forward to that.
Yes.
So,
we're going to play a game based on Pokemon.
Okay.
Get your Pokemon.
I gotta get ready.
I gotta prepare you and make sure
you're ready. So I'm going to lose. Sorry, it's guaranteed gonna lose. Here we go.
Now, I'm not gonna ask you about Pacific Pokemon because that's too crazy.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about Pokemon types.
Okay.
I'm going to name 2 Pokemon types.
Alright.
I want you to tell me which one has the advantage over the other one.
Oh, God.
Or are they neutral against each other?
I feel like I always thought it was going to be one thing and it's not. Like,
that's the plan. We gotta get you ready.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do great in this, but we'll see.
Okay.
I'm probably going to overthink it.
Right. Ghost versus normal.
No, I do not need you judging me from the background. I mean, like, ghosts have to be able to beat normal, right?
Well, it's a good
It's a
thought.
ghost. Like normal
It's
people would be
they're kind of neutral against
you'd be
each
afraid
other.
of the ghost, right? So nothing
Not
happens.
wrong. They're neutral against each other. The ghost moves don't affect normal types. Normal moves don't affect ghost types.
So it's just nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
Wrong.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be.
Now, this one I probably shouldn't put on here because it technically doesn't involve this gen, but whatever. Dragons versus fairies.
I know this came up a lot in Griffins, but I don't remember how. I know that they were associated.
This is
with
Alex's
each other.
favorite game.
Am I gonna get any of them right, Alex?
That's all up to you.
I guess I have a 50-50 shot.
No.
Or
You have a 1 in 3 shot.
1 in 3 shot. Yeah. I think does dragon beat fairy?
Is that your final answer?
No, it's fairy beat dragon.
Nope, sorry, it's wrong. Then your first answer wrong.
Yeah.
Take your first answer.
It's fairy beats dragon.
Yep. Dragons do not affect fairy types.
Is there any rhyme or reason to this stuff?
Some you can have some logic to it. That just because they wanted to create something that could beat dragons because they were OP.
Dragons were OP. They needed coverage.
Yep. This next one, ice versus grass.
Yeah, these are never what I think they're gonna be. So it's like
Just go with your gut.
because I thought like fire. I don't know.
Remember, it can always be neutral, or
Yeah, because ice would I imagine would beat fire or something, or water would beat fire or something. I don't know. And then what would beat? I don't know.
I don't know why you're talking about water. This is ice.
Neutral?
Wrong. Ice beats grass.
How many left? How many more do I have?
The normal 7, Darby. You gotta get them all right to win this game.
Okay.
Dark versus electric.
Why would those? Why would those matter with each other?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing for me to go off of. There's nothing for me to base this off to know.
Yep.
They're neutral.
Correct.
Yeah. God. Okay. So I'm 1 and 5 or something now. What am I?
You're 1 for 4.
1 for 4.
Ground versus rock.
Those sound like the same thing. Rock beats ground.
The other way around.
All right, just keep going.
Psychic versus poison.
Neutral?
Wrong. Psychic beats poison. Because you use your mind to beat the
I
poison.
think a lot of our boys are gonna die, Jeff.
They are. Okay, fire versus fighting.
Neutral?
Yes. You got the neutral ones right.
Hey. I'm just like, these things don't matter to each other, but most of these don't seem like they should.
They do.
Alright. What's next?
That's all.
That's all?
Yeah.
Alright, I failed miserably.
2 for 7.
How many gyms do you think we're gonna make it through, Jeff?
All of them, Darren. We're going to win.
Alright.
We're going to be the champion.
We only win if Jeff completely takes over in the driver's seat, and then it's not interesting, so.
I mean, Nuzlocke can still be difficult even if...
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
How many did you and Alex lose?
We've only lost 1. But we're at the very beginning, so...
Yeah. I don't know. So stay tuned for that. That was the prelude to how bad our Nuzlocke run's going to be. But if you have a bad Nuzlocke run, that probably means it's fun to watch, because it's going to be a lot of me screaming and being sad and mad.
Yeah.
When all of our precious children die. All right, Jeff. Main topic. Let's talk about E3
I like ET.
2018. It is only a mere few weeks away, which is really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Really, a year ago that we were watching all those conferences and doing videos for it. It's crazy. Or not videos. I guess it was only podcast. But we will be doing that again soon, and we'll be doing another E3 predictions episode where me and Will, I guess just, is it me, Will, and Jeff?
Yeah, we're going to do that last
Me,
year.
Will, and Jeff are going to all go against each other with our predictions. So get excited for that. But before that, indeed. Before that, well, let's just talk about E3 in general, Jeff.
Yes.
Let's just go.
Let's talk about the hype things before we get to get realistic.
Boring.
Yeah.
Let's just let the hype consume us and go forward with that.
Gotta channel Michael Huber.
Never. Don't go full Huber. I don't know if your body can handle that. Well, Jeff, where do you want to start with this? Do you want to just go conference by conference, or do you have just crazy hype things that you want to
we're going to go conference by
chest?
conference, developer and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's
It's somewhat structure, and if the conversation flows something else, we just let it flow.
And let it flow. All right, you want to start with Microsoft, Jeff?
Let's start with Microsoft.
Let's start with Microsoft. All right, so last year, Microsoft definitely had they had the Scorpio stuff and the Xbox One X, but they focused a lot on games, which I think is something good. I think they need to do that again. Mm-hmm. I think they need to come out with a lot of heavy hitting games. Preferably less filler than last year. I feel like last year had a lot of Super Lucky's Tale, or this thing that was Xbox launch exclusive. What does that mean? It means nothing.
I mean, it obviously what it means, but not something you should just say at every game.
Yeah, it got the words meant nothing after a while.
Yeah.
I wanting just randomly going out about stuff. I want more Metro Exodus footage.
Is that a Microsoft game?
I think it's only Microsoft. It was shown at their conference, definitely. And I'm pretty sure it's Microsoft exclusive.
Double check.
I think. I might be wrong on that. But either way, I imagine if it's going to be shown, it'll be shown at their conference again. And
no, it's on all things.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that was Microsoft only. Either way, I imagine since it was shown there last year, it'd probably be shown there again. So, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've seen anything since E3 for that. Was there a Game Awards trailer for that?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either.
I think we've only seen the premiere thing.
Yeah. So I think it's time for release date, gameplay, stuff with that. Do you think, what is the possibility of a new Halo being announced up there? Because this is what people want. If we're just talking about the hype and the everything.
Yeah. Pretty likely, I assume, because what else they got?
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of other studios that could come out.
Yeah, and get people really excited. They need something. Whether it comes out this year, I actually don't know, how, and I understand if you don't know either, the normal...
when they come out?
Not necessarily when they come out, or the time between announcement and release for Halos.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is it one of those things where they normally announce it and then it comes out that year, or do they sometimes let it be a year before?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be kind of hard to look up exactly. But
even if it's coming next year, I can see them just kind of announcing.
I definitely feel like that's going to be the thing that everyone's going to be looking to see. And I think there's a decent possibility that they do, because it's been a while since Halo 5.
No,
that was.
Hype moment for Halo. They changed something major. They have to, because the more I've seen people talk about Halo, the less, it seems like generally the less people care.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Same with Gears.
Halo 5 still sold a lot, but I think that each Halo is selling less and less, and now there's so many other shooters and so many other just great games coming out all the time. If you just come out with a kind of by-the-books Halo, or just continuation of what they've been doing, I don't think... Halo's going to pretty soon start selling poorly. So, but... that's about all I got. I don't know what to change. I don't know if you go back, there's going to be people that kind of want them to go back to a Halo 1 style, thing, which I don't even know what that looks like nowadays. Or if you, lean heavily into story, or do you do, a Battle Royale type thing? I mean, that's just the, cheap, easy answer to say things, but they need to have something, some new hook to Halo.
Other hype things I'm interested in wanting to see. Well, this is not... I'll say this before I get to that part. Crackdown 3, we'll see it. We'll probably get a release date. I assume so.
Yeah.
And then people probably won't care.
The jokes will come in about how it's going to get delayed again, and then all this other stuff. Do you think that game's coming out this fall?
I can imagine it is supposed to come out by now.
It was supposed to come out last fall.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally, I think it was November of last year.
I feel like it has to.
It is. Yeah, I think it does too.
Now,
I think there's about a 0% chance that game is that great. Like, just it seems like it's just been tortured.
Unfortunate. I hate to shit on Microsoft, but it's going to be the continuing trend of Microsoft exclusives that don't meet the hype or are kind of disappointing in ways.
Yeah.
Because even though see if they sold really well,
it's kind of not enough content, and then you had like Spellbound getting canceled. It's like it has not been great for a lot of these.
Yeah. So getting into things that would be.
I have one insane hype thing for Microsoft. I'll let you.
Ori, just
oh god, yeah, that wasn't even the one, but like yes,
Fable,
that's the one. I'll get to that, but let's talk about Ori first.
Yeah,
I want. We really only saw the first thing. Like I don't even honestly, you don't even have to show me anything with Ori. Just tell me the release date, and I'm gonna mark it on my calendar. And like,
so, it's not a little gameplay.
Yeah, I want that. I want to see I want to see some new hook for Ori too. Like, what's new about this setting? What's new about this game?
I feel like it's one of those things. Unless something happened to it in development, they have to show something and then probably have it this year because Ori's not the kind of game you announce like 2 years in advance, which would be the case if it doesn't get released this year.
Yeah, and I think they're small studios, so I could see like it could get pushed back if it like not intending to be that way, but.
No, I'm just saying. So if things are going well, I assume trailer release date this year.
I would be surprised if not. And I hope it's this year. I mean, I could see it beginning of next year, but I hope it's this year. I don't know when you would put Ori. I don't know where you put that in the release calendar, but I also don't know where you would put it next year. So like, there's no good spot. There's no like perfect spot. I think Ori is just one of those games that's never going to sell that much.
That'd be part of Game Pass, probably, right?
Game Pass said all Microsoft. Do they own Moon Studios? Moon Studios is the one that I'll look it up. Okay. I'll look up to see.
But while you're looking at that, we'll get the Fable afterward. But another thing I was going to say, Phil Spencer said something about there going to be more presence of JRPGs.
Yes, I did see that.
So maybe an exclusive JRPG.
What could that be though? I remember like hearing that. I was like, what JRPG could that be?
I don't know. Just.
Are they just talking about the Final Fantasy 15 expansion?
They better not be. I don't know. Could be talking to. I mean, Tales of Vesperia was Xbox exclusive at first, at least in the US.
Yeah, but that seems like that was like a different time. I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore.
I know, but I'm not saying Tales because Tales is going to be set on the PlayStation.
It says Moon Studios signed a development and distribution deal, but it doesn't say they're like owned.
Okay.
But it is with Microsoft Game Studios. So was it just all games published by Microsoft Studios?
I don't know.
If it's just all published games, then that would apply.
No, so like Ori's an expensive game anyway.
There's a good chance that would apply to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Anyway. Or JRPGs. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know what it could be.
I don't know. I mean, it could be anything from. I don't know. I have a feeling it's probably not as big of a deal as like you would think. I don't think it's going to be like some exclusive Xbox JRPG or something. I think it will be like that some JRPG is also going to Xbox and they just pay to get it on there.
Now Fable, Darby.
Yes. All right. That is the number one thing. And I've kind of been getting a Fable itch. You're getting a call. I've been kind of getting a Fable itch for a long time. We can stop for a second if you want.
Time out. Okay. We're back.
Let me mark where we're back. Okay. Fable. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been getting the Fable itch more in the last few days. Again, I don't even know what it is. It was just I've been thinking about it again, and how much like that. Like if that Fable game is what it could be, and this is something we don't know 100% is happening, but there was like leaks and stuff that it was the Forza Horizon team that is making a Fable game, which is, I know it's weird because a racing...
Hey, Killzone developers made Horizon.
Exactly. I mean, this doesn't really mean anything. And studios, like, change people so much to where, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, that they're only racing.
No, that's nothing to potentially... I mean, unless... It's the main thing about it. It's not the old studio, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's something to be like so concerned about. Yeah. So, until we see it. But if this Fable game could be is the progression of Fable, like it's like the Fable formula, but with amazing graphics and like new RPG mechanics and everything, that could be like my most anticipated game, like easily. Nice. I love those games so much, and I think it was like playing God of War and playing some of these other games, like. I love those games, but I also like there's something to be said about the just level of like choice and freedom you get in a Fable game, where it's like you can go like start a family, go do all this other stuff, and like the side stuff is the game, like what you can do just in the world and like how like developing your character and all this stuff. Like that's just something that I love so much. That's one of the quickest ways for a game to get me is I love that type of game. And I've been missing that because I feel like even The Witcher and all these other RPGs that I love, they don't have that element of it where you're making your own story as much as like Skyrim and Fable and stuff. But Fable does it better than anyone, I feel like, and it just has such a charm to me.
Indeed.
So, God, that would be the one thing. Honestly, I hate to say it, there's few things that Microsoft could do that would probably get me like screaming and yelling and jumping up and down and everything.
They could,
yes, yeah.
They could have something that's completely out there that just blows our mind.
Right. But there's few things that like are possibilities that seem like you can say now. Yeah. That is one of them. I would lose my mind if that happened.
That'd be dope.
I would want some sort of trailer and something that like shows what's new about this Fable game. And I think it needs that to bring other people in because it'll get the Fable fans. It needs to get people like you who don't play Fable.
And luckily, Fable, from what I understand, is kind of thing where it doesn't matter if you play the old games or not.
No.
So that's always good.
Matter. Yeah.
It's a good position. Oh yeah, what I was doing was I just remembered thinking you used to like saying Fable could be most anticipated game. I went to our ideas planning doc thing I made. Still gotta remember to add you guys. Put under the awards. I don't think we did that last year.
Oh, we should have done that. Yeah. That's good. Good idea. Good idea, Jeff.
We're down. So, okay, so you want to move on to Sony now?
Yeah, I'm down with that. I can't talk more than Fable for Microsoft. That's the peak.
Okay, so Sony. It's interesting to see what they're going to do because the stuff they've been relying on the last couple of years,
they're finally coming out.
Yeah.
On a broad scale, I kind of want to like say that I hope Sony starts to not do this as much of the releasing a game and then announcing a game and then it going through like some of these games. Spider-Man's going to go through a third E3.
Yeah.
Like God of War barely managed to not do that, but Spider-Man is. Days Gone will. I mean,
it could go through a fourth.
Days Gone could go through a fourth E3.
We don't know when that's coming out.
Like this is. I kind of want them to stop that. I want them to wait. Like, if they're going to announce games this E3, I want them to be out next year.
Yeah.
Or something.
Next year at the latest.
Yeah.
Unless there are problems, but like planned for next year.
Yeah, at least the plan. Like, I think God of War was planned to be, like, it was probably planned to be earlier than it is now, but probably not that much earlier. Yeah. They knew that game was.
Yeah, I'm excited about Darby, Ghost of Tsushima. We're probably going to see actual gameplay.
Yes.
That's probably going to be one of their gameplay demo things they do. You have to imagine.
I think
that and Last of Us.
Ghost of Tsushima needs to be one of the biggest games that's shown the longest. Like that, we need to get a meaty Ghost of Tsushima thing. And
hopefully we learn it's not the case. Like Ghost of Tsushima is not like the case with all these other games we're talking about, and it's not coming out till fall of 2019, 2 years after it's announced.
I'm going to be pretty disappointed, even though, like, obviously it's like take as much time as you need to get it right, but I'm going to be a little disappointed that we heard about it so early. If Ghost of Tsushima comes out with a trailer and then it just ends with no release date or anything, I'm going to be like, come on.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like, why did you show this? Why did you show this if it's not?
And we've talked about it a little before on this. Sucker Punch had a while. They had since Second Son was done.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine this game's been cooking for a while.
I mean, imagine at least some point this year, about 4 years.
So I picture spring 2019.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. That's what I picture.
Because at least February to April, because that's worked with Horizon and God of War. So that's a good. I think that's going to be like a timetable that Sony's going to try to hit with at least one big game.
I think it's a pretty good sweet spot there. I think it's a good. And they're like slowly, that's just becoming like the Sony time is February, March.
Mm-hmm.
So gameplay. I want to see story. I want to see a lot of story stuff. I want them to hook me in there. Like they already kind of have, but just with the general like tone piece of it. But I want to see like characters, cool samurai stuff.
Yep.
Some dope samurai battles.
See how
some
far
gigantic swords.
I'm interested to see like how far supernatural, for lack of a better term, they're gonna go with it, because they kind of hinted at that, but not crazy into it to where it's like it's gonna be like all that.
Did they hint at that much? Because I got the historical vibe from it.
I got that too. By the end, they did the whole like fog kind of ghost looking thing, and then he was like in the weird black armor.
Yeah,
that could have just been a stylization thing, just kind of transferring to that.
Yeah.
But what I'm kind of getting, I want to know like how much that's in there, if at all.
I hope like not much. I hope it's mostly historical and mostly grounded. I want a grounded samurai Japan, like feudal Japan game. Yeah, because that sounds awesome. Sounds really, really cool.
Problem is, nothing they have done is grounded.
No, if you ask me to predict, I think there probably is going to be some supernatural components, because almost every time one of these things happen where I want it to be more grounded, almost never is, because they have to keep ramping it up into something else. I just hope that it has a smaller component to it. Like it's not like in your face with like dragons flying around and weird ghost powers and stuff. I hope it's a little more subtle than that.
Spider-Man. We really don't need much. We don't need to see much more of that game.
I think it'll be there. There'll be some.
It has to be there.
It'll be like, I remember the very last Horizon trailer before it came out. I was like, I did not need to see that. Yeah. I was like, nope. I've seen this game too much. You're starting to like my prediction. Like we're not doing all predictions. My prediction will be that this Spider-Man trailer will show too much story. Well, I predict that we will leave that trailer saying that we didn't need to see it. That's just because I think like it's been shown so many times at this point. They're gonna have to show it because it's coming out. Like they're gonna have to promote that game coming out in September, and I think it'll be a story trailer kind of, and I think it'll be too much. But
I want a Dreams release date.
Yeah, yeah.
I want them to go more detailed about that VR stuff they're talking about.
That too.
That's what I want, because the VR talk got me a lot more interested in the game.
Do you think they'll do a lot of like Dreams gameplay stuff, or do you think it'll be more just like, here's the release date, it's happening, it's coming out? Like, because I kind of want to hear more about, like, I heard people talking about Dreams from PSX, but like we didn't get to see too much of it, and like I don't know, that game's just a hard game to demo. Yeah. It's a very hard game to show on a stage and get people to understand what's going on, because it's just a very weird game, and it's so much about the creation.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things I have to show a little more, though. We're getting to the point where we're naming a couple games that we want them to show more.
Dreams has to be there. Yeah. Right? I think there's no way it's not. It has to. If it's coming out this year, it has to be there. Mm-hmm. And if it's not coming out this year, then that's a problem. That's a problem.
Darby, it's confirmed that we're seeing this, but I just want to reiterate it. Last of Us Part 2.
Yes.
It is confirmed. It is going to be there.
So, what do you want? Do you want, like, if this game is as far away as we think it is? Yeah. Which, I don't know. I think we're both on the same page. It's pretty far away, right?
Probably.
So if it's,
we'd be lucky to get it next fall.
I would honestly, for The Last of Us and for how far away it is, if they're gonna show it, I wouldn't mind if it was another kind of like another trailer like that last one that was like this extended cutscene in the game that doesn't quite make sense, but that's intentional because like they're slowly like dripping the stuff out. I'd be okay if it's another one of those that introduces more characters or those characters in a different setting so that we like speculate, like a speculative thing like that. Yeah, I would be fine with that. Obviously, I'm also
if it's farther along than we think it is, show that gameplay.
Oh, if it is, then if you have the gameplay, show it.
Go for it.
Go for it. That'll
get people hype.
Be a hype. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that being the end of the conference.
Yeah. Okay, are we talking about what we know is kind of going to probably be there? Talk about stuff we just want to be there, that maybe impossible /
I mean, like, it. Obviously, I would like if Final Fantasy VII Remake was actually far enough along to see things. But I don't think it is. And honestly, I don't really want to see things about it because I know that it's not far enough along. Whatever we see is going to kind of be BS because
whenever they show it again, it's got to have at least some release window.
Yes.
They can't just show stuff.
I think they shouldn't show that game again for a while because you need to just figure out what you're doing first.
But Darby, we're talking about Dreams here.
We are talking about Dreams. I mean, Dreams would be they come out, release date, here is like Midgar. There's a fully realized like Midgar section. You actually see, like, you're going through, he's meeting Aerith, he's, like, doing all this other stuff. You actually, like, see the events of the game, and you see what the gameplay is going to be like. I mean, yes. Yeah. Dreams, that would be...
And we see if they go with Aerith or Aeris.
Yeah.
Important.
I think they'll go with Aerith.
Probably. But Dreams, Derby. PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale 2.
Oh, my God.
The dream only me and you hold.
I wasn't even thinking about it, because it doesn't seem like it's ever going to be a thing.
That's why it's a dream.
All right, so in our dreamscape, what would be the characters they would come out with to announce All-Stars? To be like, we're crazy enough to do this. This is happening.
It would have to be Kratos. It would have to be Aloy as a newcomer.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, but Kratos is going to be reimagined with Atreus.
I like that, yeah. With cool bow moves and stuff for the Atreus.
Yeah.
And that beard.
Yes. Let's see.
But there has to be some big heart. Those are like, we know those are coming. I guess Aloy could be the one, but even though we all know.
That'd be a big newcomer to get people kind of excited. But yeah, there's going to be a more out there one. I'm having trouble thinking. Announce a giant third-party character against Crash.
I mean, that would be it. If you got,
I was trying to think, okay, what's a cartoony
this
character?
This game has to have Crash, right? If they're making All-Stars 2, it would have to have Crash.
Yeah. I was trying to think, okay, what's a old cartoony character people excited? Crash.
You bust out there with Crash.
Yeah.
You show Kratos and Aloy fighting, and then at the very end, it's like Crash busts out there, and then crowd just loses their minds and stuff.
Yeah, and made another one or two characters in there and do that.
And that would be that way you would actually get people excited for an All-Stars games because you announce it with Crash, and that would be very big.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate dream, Jeff.
Dude.
Gosh. We would have to simultaneously run our Smash cast that I swear is coming at some point, and All-Stars something.
Yeah.
Any other dreams?
For Sony, making sure, like, kind of... Because it feels like most of their... It's hard to think of, because we're not the most imaginative people. Let's be honest. Most of their studios just kind of released their game, or we kind of already know what they're working on.
Yeah, so, a lot of the studios.
They're big ones.
Feel like they have.
So...
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll show Death Stranding.
I don't want them to.
I don't want them to either, but I think
that's so far right. I mean, that's one of those games I understand why they showed. So
I don't know. They might skip. Death Stranding might skip this time. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But again, I understand why they showed it because one of those things like, okay, what's Kojima doing, and showing you at least have Kojima's next game as an exclusive is a big thing.
Yes. Okay, Jeff. You ready for Nintendo hype?
Let's do it.
Nintendo hype. Take the floor, Jeff.
Okay, well, obviously Smash is going to be there. We know it. They announced it. It's going to be a big thing there. Now we can dream about
probably the central thing there.
Now I'm kind of reiterating some stuff, but what I thought about what I want to happen in the Direct, what I think is going to happen is just they're going to sprinkle out Smash announcements throughout the Direct, probably. Kind of start in the beginning with general information, announce a new character too, then probably end with a new character. That's just the best way for Nintendo to end any of their video.
That Direct is ending with Smash, unless there's like a crazy Pokemon thing or something. It's ending with Smash.
That too. We'll get the Pokemon later. But what I want, I'm hard to think of like what new character, like first party characters to be dreaming because we talked about this. But I'm gonna reiterate something we said before. But what I want is Phil Spencer to come out. Say Banjo-Kazooie is getting Smash.
That would be like.
And Rare Replay is going to be on Switch.
That'd be one of the like single craziest E3 moments of all time.
That's going to be one of the things we hope we're recording our reactions to the conference. Yeah. That will lose my mind.
I mean, it would just first just Phil Spencer coming out there would be crazy enough, and then if it was Banjo for you, that would.
Yeah, and then at the end of the thing, they're saying their thing, and then Mickey Mouse freaking comes out and announces Sora.
Like a man in a Mickey Mouse, like
no,
a
literal
full-grown
Mickey
man
Mouse
comes out. I want it to be like a really crappy, like giant Mickey Mouse costume. He just comes out there and holds up some.
I wouldn't care. Like if Banjo and Sora both announced in the conference, I can dream.
I would lose it.
Yeah.
Banjo and Sora.
And then as far as like other like stages and stuff, they announced some good Odyssey, Breath of the Wild representation in there. Yeah. Do some of that stuff, and we've talked to new modes and stuff to death. Just show that life, the stock thing we keep on talking about.
Yeah, me and Jeff wanted to be like how you can have
in
stocks.
Smash Tour.
In Smash Tour, there was like the stocks you have, whatever you could have. Each stock is a different character.
I don't. Why
it's like in the game of the Wii U. You just can't.
I can imagine it's something to do potentially with the memory involved with having all those characters loaded potentially.
Yeah, but I mean
limit the stages if that's what it takes. I don't care.
Yeah, just like if
limit the stage with what works,
and don't have to worry about the 3DS anymore. So
yeah, exactly. So do it. Actually, that could be part of the reason. Okay, Fire Emblem for Switch. We're getting it already. I believe it's coming out this year.
Think so?
I mean, they said it was like a year ago.
They did.
I believe.
But, yeah, I think we have to see these.
And I feel like Fire Emblem is one of those games, especially at this point, they don't, and this is the way Nintendo's doing things for the most part nowadays, which I'm okay with. You don't have to have those long hype cycles. Just announce it and then it come out over 6 months. They've been doing that more and more. Yeah, except with Yoshi for some reason. But
yeah. Which I also expect to see Yoshi. I'm not like hyped about Yoshi, but I expect to see Yoshi.
Yeah. I imagine we gotta get Yoshi.
Fire Emblem, I just hope it's I don't know. I hope there's something about it that like stands out, and I hope it comes out at a good time.
Yes,
because I'm just worried about it getting.
It's coming out this year, though. I can't imagine a good time with what we know is coming.
That kind of sounds like. Didn't Xenoblade come out in December?
Yeah,
that sounds like them. That sounds like
that'd be more okay with me.
Yeah, that would be better than September through November is kind of a bloodbath.
Yeah, the December thing to toss around, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
Especially if Pokemon is coming out
Pokemon's such
a few months earlier. Like if Pokemon hits the October, November.
Pokemon's a weird thing because I've seen so many rumors about people talking about it coming out this year.
I've seen so many that it's hard to.
But I'm like, where's this coming from though? Like none of the stuff I've seen seemed pretty substantial, and people trying to will it into existence.
Yeah.
The point I don't believe, but it's been talked about so much, people believe it. I'm like,
it's hard to know that.
But part of me, and this can be controversial, I don't know if I want the new Pokemon this year. Because I want them to blow us away with this Pokemon game. I want them to be obvious they've worked on this game. I don't want it to be just an up-res version of the 3DS game. I want them to prove they worked on it.
Yeah, like I'm going to be disappointed. I mean, I'm not a Pokemon fan, but like I imagine a lot of people will be disappointed if it just looks like they were making this game for the 3DS and they just decided to start making it for the Switch. Yeah. Like I want it to be something that I look at and say, I'm getting this game. Like, I want this game, and I don't even care about Pokemon.
But tell me, during that Nuzlocke, that could increase your...
It could, but I want this to be like, even if it's turn-based or something, it needs to be something like this is the Switch Pokemon. Like,
I agree, but odds are...
It's not. Odds are it's not.
Yeah. Well, I feel the odds are if it's like substantial, it is a new thing or something. I can imagine me just getting it anyway, than me you just Nuzlocking it together. Yeah. We're both going in blind.
No. I wouldn't be surprised if it still ends up just being kind of a safe Pokemon thing. But
people are also talking about rumors of it being a Gen 1 remake. I'm like, why do we want that? We already got one.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then people are talking like that's what they want. I'm like, that's so boring.
Well, I feel like a hypocrite to say it, but I was like, you guys need to move on from it. Like, but I'm also like, everyone drowns in nostalgia at times, but it's like, I kind of feel bad for the people at Pokemon where they probably feel like they can never just move past Gen 1 because no one will.
No. Some people just worship Gen 1. Like, every design afterwards, for the most part, is crap. I'm like, they're not some bad designs in Gen 1. Yeah. And boring/lame designs. I
mean, from the outside looking in, there are some dumb Pokemon in every single game I've seen. There's also some really cool ones.
Yeah, exactly. It's always a mixed bag. Okay, Darius, move on. Virtual Console. We are... getting its equivalent, I believe, or they just announced we're not doing a thing. We're just announcing old games.
I don't believe, Jeff.
I believe.
I'm glad you do. I'm losing faith. I don't really. I don't know if they're going to do it. Period. I think they might just think they're losing money off of that, and they'd rather just
do
remasters and do re-releases.
Release classics.
I mean, not that this is the Virtual Console thing, but like release Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for $60 when it was only $50 originally on the Wii U. There's like lots of weird things. Like Nintendo knows that they can put that Switch tax on everything and bring things back and make more money. So I'm not convinced they're doing it. Period. I hope I'm wrong though.
Metroid Prime 4, I believe. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get that.
I wouldn't be surprised either. But that would be hype to see like that trailer and release.
Even if this is a story trailer or something.
Yeah, like
I feel like they get away with this one. Yeah,
little tease,
and then maybe say 2019, do something like that.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that
because this and the Pokemon game was obviously a thing last year. We discussed this before. That was just a reaction from Nintendo, people wanting those games and being upset those things weren't featured.
That's not what Nintendo normally does to announce games that early, but both of those were just like, these are happening. Nothing more to say. So.
Now Darby. Animal Crossing, I believe.
Yeah. The only thing is
Pokemon. I believe at any time.
Where does Pokemon and Animal Crossing like fit around each other?
I feel like those are both just like so hot sellers and kind of different. I feel like they could both coexist.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah. Plus, those are, well, more so Animal Crossing. That's going to be, especially with the way they've been doing it, that's going to be the Animal Crossing game. It's going to be an evergreen title. It's going to continue to sell throughout the Switch's life cycle.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Just from a dream and hype perspective, there's really nothing Animal Crossing could do to make me care about it.
I agree.
I mean, like, it's just not. It's not that these games are bad. They're very good. They're just not for me. They're not my type of game. Pokemon could release a game that I would want to buy.
No, for the dreams things or hopes for Animal Crossing is it blows people away and then people are happy.
And more Switches.
Yeah, exactly.
People buy more Switches. Yeah.
But I can imagine. I mean, I know people are talking about bleak things for the rest of Nintendo's 2018, but potentially we could be getting Pokemon, Fire Emblem, potentially just throw Yoshi in there, and Animal Crossing.
All this year. That's pretty good.
And then potentially other little small stuff in there.
Smash.
Yeah, and Smash. That's a very good... Oh, yeah. That's one of the things. It's not for everyone. All those games aren't for everyone, but...
No, but...
none of those games, I imagine, will be at the same level as Mario and Zelda, but...
Didn't really expect it
When does any developer do that in the same year, please?
They don't. Now, one of the biggest things for me would be seeing Retro's game.
Yes.
It's so hard to speculate about that because we know nothing, like what it would be. I just want it to be a new IP, and I want it to be something that just, like, in a way, surprises you. It's like, this is a Nintendo game? Wow. Yeah. You know, like, not that it needs to be, like, overly mature, overly whatever. I just want it to be something to where, like, you wouldn't expect it. And, like, this does not look like the Nintendo formula, so it's, like, something different, you know? Mm-hmm. It's mostly what I'm hoping for.
I agree. It's exciting because we know they're a great developer, but we just know exactly what they're working on.
Yeah,
I was actually happy to hear that Metroid Prime 4 was not being developed by them. It's like, okay, we're getting Metroid Prime 4.
Get a whole nother thing.
But Retro's working on another game.
Yeah.
And it just better not be Donkey Kong.
I
swear if it's freaking Donkey Kong.
I'll be very mad if it's Donkey Kong. I don't care how good the Donkey Kong game is. I just don't. What? I don't care.
Now, there is something that I could potentially get on the hopes and dreams train for, potentially soon, depending how our retro thing goes, is Mother 3. If I play Earthbound and absolutely love it like everyone else does, I could be on that train.
It's just one of those things, just as video game fans that have a video game podcast, it just feels like you need to play that at some point just so that when people like obsess about it, you know what they're talking about.
Luckily, you have access to it too. You can borrow my thing at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I don't have much hopes and dreams. I hope my dream is they limit Mario Tennis Stuck. It's about to come out a weekend.
Yeah.
I think they showed all they need to show for the most part.
I think they will. I think it'll be this is happening.
You show a little trailer. Maybe announce a new character or two, just kind of in the trailer, not making a big deal. Just the one last little hype push.
All right, Jeff, you want to do kind of a rapid fire round of everything else we're interested
for the third parties.
And then let's go record some Let's Plays.
Let's do it.
And get some food. Kind of hungry.
I am kind of hungry too, yeah. Okay, so let's do some quick Ubisoft things. I want to see more Beyond Good and Evil 2, depending how far along it is.
Yeah, I hope they don't oversell it for because they're not that far
along.
It
is confirmed to be there.
It is confirmed to be, yeah. I hope, you know what I mean, I hope they don't show a bunch of stuff that's not real I hope they don't like manufacture a bunch of stuff just to have an E3 trailer, because we all know this game's not that far along.
Yeah.
Whether that's just another like kind of story trailer or just tone trailer, or like even if they could probably at this stage get away with showing, hey, we're the developers. This is what we're trying to do. Here's some cool stuff. Mm-hmm. Bye. It doesn't need to be anything that big. Just a little checkup, basically.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Yeah. What I want, Darby, if it's not released by then, that Rabbids DLC they've been teasing, if it's not out by E3, Shadow Drop.
Okay.
The Mario plus Rabbids.
That could be cool.
Shadow Drop it, dang it.
Question. Beyond Good and Evil, is the original one available on PS4 or the like modern consoles and stuff?
It is on Xbox with backwards compatibility. I'm planning on playing it that way.
What are the chances of like, hey, we're bringing this back or whatever, like before?
Why, like a remaster thing?
Yeah, or something like that.
Possible.
I mean, like Beyond, the new one's probably far enough away that it might not even be the C3.
I wonder if they won't be as motivated because you can play it on Xbox One.
Maybe not. That might. Yeah, you might be right.
So again, that's one of beyond the SNES. That's one of the games at the top of my list.
Jeff,
yes.
If Watch Dogs 3 happens, where you want it at?
Wait, what do you mean
where you want it at? It's not going to be San Francisco or Chicago, probably.
I don't know.
Like Miami.
Yeah.
So some beach town or something.
Go to another country. Screw it.
Yeah. Go to London. That'd be cool. Or freaking Shanghai.
I'd actually be excited for Watch Dogs.
Or freaking Tokyo. That would be crazy. What if you had Watch Dogs in like a Japanese city? That would be cool.
That'd be funny if Watch Dogs went there before Assassin's Creed.
Fine, we'll do it. We'll do it here.
I'd be excited for Watch Dogs. If depending on what they do. If it's like a retread, I'd be less interested. But there's just stuff to improve on.
It's another like reimagining, kind of like Watch Dogs 2 was.
Yeah, we said Watch Dogs 2 great.
There's something about Ubisoft and just going to different places. It's just always so exciting.
Yeah.
Now I want Japanese. I want a Tokyo Watch Dogs now.
That'd be
really cool.
Hire us, Ubisoft. Something I want, Darby.
Yes.
The last thing I guess I kind of really want from Ubisoft, that's all I had. I want a Far Cry 5 DLC that makes me want the game more.
Yeah. Do you want like a Blood Dragon type crazy side thing, or do you?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, like I'd say get creative with that. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're kind of doing that with. I mean, like I guess their version of that is their like arcade thing. That's like the Viet Cong thing, like the different like they had the 3 different like side things. I guess that's probably their version, but they might have something else meatier.
Yeah, agree with off Ubisoft, Darby.
Yes.
Quick, Bethesda. I don't have much for R1 because I never really played a Bethesda game.
I mean, I keep forgetting that this is Dreams, and we're supposed to get crazy with it. Obviously, if there's the new Elder Scrolls, like
I want that just to see people's reactions.
And like my dream thing, this will mean nothing to you. My dream thing is that it's in Valenwood, which is where the Wood Elves live. There's literally they have trees that are so big that there's like cities inside the trees. It just sounds awesome.
Darren, we're talking about Elder Scrolls, not World of Warcraft. Okay.
I mean, this sounds like World of Warcraft. It's basically, I don't know what Alex would want.
It to exist.
Black Marsh would be cool too. That's where the Argonian, they're like lizard boys, and that's where they live. That'd be cool. The single, you know what I really don't want it to be, but like honestly, it could happen. They come out here, the next Elder Scrolls is Skyrim 2, and I would want to die.
That'd be weird. Elder Scrolls 6, Skyrim 2.
They did Red Dead Redemption 2, and they broke the thing there. I don't actually think that would happen, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Not that Skyrim's bad. It's just like the whole point of Elder Scrolls is you go to different places, and that would be like.
Okay. EA. Is there anything we necessarily really want?
They said they're working on another Star Wars game. If it's good, sure, but I don't have no faith anymore, and I don't think it sounds. At least the Respawn that's the game. That's the Star Wars game that's still in development. Is Respawn. I don't even remember what it's like because I can't get myself to care anymore.
I have 2 wants. One, just show me another like small developer thing like A Way Out Unravel.
Yes.
Just give me one of those.
Keep going with those.
And 2, don't completely bore me.
I think that's too much to ask, Jeff. You mean Patrick Sutherland coming out there with a suit doesn't rile you up? I don't understand.
As far as game thing, just give me something like A Way Out Unravel that just looks unique and interesting.
even if I don't end up getting it, which I probably won't, I like the idea of the Madden story mode, so I hope that they do that again. I hope they come out with another thing like that. I don't think I would ever get it. I mean, I might get it for Madden, potentially, if enough of my friends wanted to play it or something. It's like, I'll get Madden every, 5 years. But, yeah. I don't have much for you.
Yeah. Okay, so just other random things, Darby. Cyberpunk.
We're
getting a trailer.
It's getting there. It's there. I want a release date. I think this is they're going to be their big blowout of we're getting there. It's happening. I think Cyberpunk. I'm spring 2019.
Okay,
that's what I'm predicting. And I would be perfect.
We're not predictions, Darby.
I know. I know.
We're both bad about it.
It's fine. Whatever. We're gonna have a more detailed prediction thing, and there's gonna be a whole game with it. It'll be fine. But Cyberpunk, I just want them to pull me in there, something that makes it this is the Witcher guys, and this is the next step. This is you thought Witcher 3 was open and had so much you could do. This is that on steroids, and this is. That city, I want that city to feel
I
giant,
want a trailer
Blade Runner
and gameplay that just blows me away.
Yeah, and I think they could. They absolutely.
Now, what I don't want this to be the big thing at Microsoft conference. I don't want Microsoft to rely on it because that's the rumor they're having a deal with Microsoft because they was on The Witcher.
Yeah,
I don't want that to be the big thing Microsoft putting there.
It wouldn't look good for Microsoft because I'm not going to play that. I'm going to play that on my PS4.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it wouldn't look good for them. But.
That's more of I want Microsoft to do better type thing than anything related to Cyberpunk. Now I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm Cyberpunk could very, very quickly go from a game I'm kind of excited about to my most anticipated.
It's because we know
in
stuff,
a single trailer. We don't really know much about.
But we know CD Projekt Red's a great developer,
one of the best.
Yes.
So, and they're coming off of a game that I feel is one of the best games of all time.
Yes.
My third favorite game. Go look at our top 10 games.
It's a separate video.
Yeah.
Okay, Darby.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They're they already sold me this game's not going to sell well. I know it's not going to sell well, and it's really depressing. And I really don't think this game's going to be doing that much more. I think it's just going to be more Tomb Raider, which is going to be not good for some people.
Yeah,
I'm going to be fine with it just because these are kind of fun games to play in a weekend, and I'm done with it. But I understand why people aren't excited about it. And I don't think this trailer. I think they're going to show gameplay in trailer, but I don't think it's going to be very exciting for many people.
Yeah,
but. And I don't really know how you do. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there has to be a pretty substantial thing. We already have a release date, and we already have pre-orders out and everything. Yeah. So it kind of needs.
No, we're getting gameplay.
Yeah.
That's not even really prediction. That's just we'll call them stupid if they don't.
Yeah.
But Darby, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts.
We are getting. This is a mixture of our world and prediction.
What worlds?
My brain says Frozen. My heart says anything else.
Yeah, what does your heart say? What do you want?
I'm trying to think. I want an Incredibles world.
Mm.
But that doesn't make as much sense now that we got Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of...
I feel like they've announced a lot of worlds, haven't they?
Yeah, but they haven't got 10. There's still room for more. Dream would be Zootopia.
Oh God, yeah, that would be so cool.
Especially with the way this, how they've expanded the worlds and everything, and how much more populated and more actual worlds it is. Yeah. This would be the perfect game in this Kingdom Hearts thing to add Zootopia. But I understand that came out late, it's been out for a while, but later in the I would hope way before or after they've already had the worlds.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening, but that would be pretty freaking sweet. That would be so good. I would immediately be probably one of your most anticipated worlds.
Oh yeah. Toy Story is the most anticipated.
I said one of the most.
Yeah. Making clear nothing beat Toy Story. Yeah, but release date for October, November. I want it. It has to happen.
I see November.
Yeah,
and they just. Who cares about Call of Duty when it's... Kingdom Hearts and Call of Duty are not competing for the same audience. It's just...
No.
It's not even remotely the same. I'm pretty sure Call of Duty's coming out in October anyway, right? Or wait.
I think it's early October.
Yeah, so...
Kind of, yeah. And it's one of those things where, yes, Red Dead probably hurt Kingdom Hearts a little, but I think it'd be not the biggest deal if it came out like a couple weeks after.
They're all gonna. I mean, like, there's no good place to come, and I mean, honestly, the people who are gonna buy Kingdom Hearts are gonna buy Kingdom Hearts because they've been wanting to buy it for the last 10 years. I mean, it's
Red Dead's not gonna attract people from that at this point.
People will buy both. Like, people are just gonna go buy both.
It's more. I feel like I should have more World on Hell I have, but I'm having trouble thinking at the moment.
No. That's about it for me for just like, I mean, there's a lot of other things we're going to talk about in our predictions. Like, we're probably going to see the next FromSoft game, whether it's Bloodborne or whatever else. Borderlands 3, we could see Borderlands 3 at Xbox, and I would be excited about that. I'm obviously not so attached to it.
Devil May Cry at Sony. It's happening.
Devil May Cry. I
assume it's Sony. For that. Well, okay.
Devil May Cry needs to sell me, though.
Oh, wait.
It's been a long time.
Oh, wait, never mind. I'd be giving my prediction away. I have one.
All right, Jeff. Let's go record some Let's Plays. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And let us know what you want.
Yeah.
And let us know how bad our wants are. Or how lame.
We're pretty lame.
Yeah.
All right. Check out all of our other stuff that is coming soon. Mm-hmm. Avengers spoiler cast is imminent. Yes. Very, very soon it will be coming.
We just need to talk to Will. I know when he can do it.
Yeah. I hope he's still in Columbia this week. See you later.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya. New outro.
Yeah.